Alright, we're now live. Everything seems to be working good. Hello, hello, and welcome. So working today, continuing on this fun drink painting. Yeah, so today's goal. Sorry, I might have to sneeze. I like how I just interrupt. Maybe not. Okay. The fur from the cosplay animal ears is still everywhere, so like I just like interrupted myself. But anyway, continuing to work on this fun drink painting. Today's goal is to finish the copper mug. I want to try to finish the leaves. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this pineapple slice, and hopefully after all that, start to get back to the background. There actually, I was looking at this painting. There isn't much left to do. So I might have it done either this stream or the next stream. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. Sorry, I thought like a new person came in here and I'm like, oh, new person, hi. And it was just like it was just a bot that I didn't allow in. I was like, oh, no, not new person. Just a bot. No worries. So I am going to kind of remix and reactivate like the colors that I was working with. Here, I'll move this aside and I'll bring forward my palette so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take a little bit of turpentine, and these colors are still actually good. They just need a little mixed with a little bit of turpentine. Here we are. And also I need to mix some new colors, kind of like this deep red-brown color, this deep burnt sienna. Definitely needed to be remixed in here. We need a little bit more. And I'm gonna, the dark burnt sienna also, I'm gonna add in a little bit more to that. Hey, hello, flower boy. Hello, how are you doing? I'm just working on some painting here. I know, not very entertaining with the palette, but here, I'll bring aside, I'm working on this one. So almost done. And doing pretty good, flower boy. How are you doing? Nice. Enjoying some Christmas presents. That's awesome. Did you, flower boy, how did you, sorry, I'm like tripping over my words because I'm like half concentrating. Flower boy, how was your Christmas? Did you have a good one? What you do? What presents did you get? If you feel like sharing. Yeah. Nice, flower boy. That sounds awesome. Oh my gosh, and you got to like get to grow your own like your own food, your own tomatoes and basil. That's awesome. One time I had a little tomato plant and it actually survived for a long time, but then I don't know, the summer was very hot, so it didn't live through the summer, unfortunately. But it was really cool to have it for the time that it lived, and the tomatoes were so good. Hey, it's Leah Dovis. Hi, Leah Dovis. How you doing? It's good to see you here too. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue working on this piece. Sorry, I'm like kind of reactivating all the paints. Some of them need some of them need some new paint and mixing colors and that kind of good stuff. But yeah, almost done though. I'm super excited. I actually didn't realize how close I was done to this piece until I stared at it this morning, looking at it like, okay, what are my plans for today? And what do I want to get done? What are my goals? And then I was like, wait a second. There's not much left to do. This is awesome. I like these little drink paintings. They go quickly. The details are tedious, but it goes quickly. Oh, nice flower boy. Aw, that's good. It sounds like you had a good time with your family, which is always really nice. I enjoy like family time as well. And you got some fun things for your kitty. Aw, that's so sweet. I love kitties. All right, so now I'm just adding in the reflection here. And I think this brush is a little too big for what I'm wanting. It's kind of like just taking over the whole rim. So I'm going to clean it and find a smaller, thinner brush. Hey, it's Win. Hi, Win. How you doing? Aww. Oh my gosh, that's so cute, Flower Boy. Like, that's a bummer that your heated blanket broke, but that's so cute that your cat used to like to use it and. Aww. And that's such a cute name, Sunshine. I like that name for a kitty. What kind of cat is she? What kind of cat is Miss Sunshine? Yeah, I agree with you when that is adorable. We love cats here. We love all animals here. Animal lovers. Normally I have my cat with me, but she is sleeping in the other room, so I didn't disturb her. Hey, it's Evo Leia. Hi, Evo Leia. How you doing? Flower Boy, your cat's a calico tortie? Oh my gosh. I love calicos and torties, and that's what my cat is. Oh my gosh, should have brought her in here. Where is she? Oh, that's so cute. We love ourselves some calico torties here. Good. I'm glad you're doing good, Win. That's good. Evole, you are funny. You are funny. Yep, so I'm just kind of, as I'm going around the edge here, I am blending it. Blending the edge. And then I'll go back in with more reflection and detail, and kind of like this texture that I have going on here, I'm going to do the same with the same reflections. And then I'm going to take this brush and kind of blend it in a little bit. Don't really want much of harsh lines. There we go. Just a little simple tap, tap, tap. Oh yeah, Evolea, what Muppet song did you think of? Oh yeah, I do. Flower Boy, to answer your question, I cosplay all kinds of characters, but my most famous one is and most recognizable is Jinx from Arcane. Uh, and also too, as you can see, I have like a whole prop wall back here. I have Rayla's swords. Um, I have some like some Valorant and a lot of Valorant up there. I love Valorant. Clearly, I love Valorant. So I also cosplay Jet and Killjoy. I want to cosplay more. I want to eventually one day finish my Neon cosplay and my Fade cosplay. Those have been put on back burner for a long time, but I want to bring them back. Yeah, all kinds of characters. I have Power from Chainsaw Man. Her hammer is right there. Aw, that I know what you're referencing, Evo Leia. That's sweet. That is a sweet song. No, thank you, Leia Dovis. Yeah, I'll bring Killjoy back out more. It's just she oh my gosh, I would wear her more, but that jacket is so warm. So I have to be kind of picky of when I do like wear her and that kind of stuff. Also too, that cosplay's like it's not bad when I'm like going to shows or cons. Like like not like when I'm not working. She's easier to wear, but managing that jacket and everything, and the gloves when I'm running a booth. I actually can't even wear her gloves anymore when I'm running the booth. She's kind of a lot. I do have her frog hoodie variant though. And that one's much easier to run a booth in. Which actually I was like debating for my next show if I should bring Killjoy or Power from Chainsaw Man. I'm not sure. I'm like kind of stuck between those two. I have the rest of the lineup decided, but I am stuck between those two of which ones I should bring. Just adding a little bit more dimension to this lime here. Flower Boy, that's awesome. A Sailor Moon with beard and tattoos, that's awesome. You know, I like the whole like multiverse, or like what if characters look like this or this, like whether it be serious or funny. I always find people's creativity so awesome and fun. I like seeing different takes on characters. Hey, Flower Boy, I do have a Discord server. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to join. It's full of like artists and people who appreciate art and cosplayers. And if you want to share some of your cosplay photos, feel free to. If you want to, or if you don't want to, that's okay too. If you're like, nah, I'm just hanging out for the day, you're all good. It's just the door is open. Sorry, I know it looks like I'm like redoing this line like over and over again, like 1,000 times. Sometimes that's how it goes in oil painting. Sometimes it's like you keep redoing the same line over and over until it gets absolutely perfect. Aw, thank you, Flower Boy, for the follow. Aw, yay! That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like hanging out. Oh, yeah. I just saw your message win, but yeah, or your yep, I do have a casual killjoy, which I could wear my frog hoodies a lot easier to wear. You know what's so funny is that when that music video came out, like that cosplay was super popular and like super recognizable. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, the music video with the alarm with the robots and stuff." And then all of a sudden, like a couple of months later, everyone forgot. I don't know why. It was so weird. It was so weird. I wore it to a con, right when it was like hyped. Everyone loved it. And then I wore it to another con a couple of like months later, and everyone's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "What? What? This music video is not even that old." And people are like, "What? Who are you?" I'm like, Killjoy from Valorant. And they're like, "I don't recognize that outfit." It's like, "What do you mean? You're also a Valorant character. Did you not see the music video?" People are like, "Oh, what music video?" So weird how some things are like that. So weird. Sorry, I really started I fell silent because I started concentrating. Um I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting tired of redoing this line over 10 times over. Let me just buckle down and do it. So it kind of forced me to like fall silent suddenly. Sorry. Here we go. What? Flower Boy, you're a blacksmith? What? That's cool. Okay, as a blacksmith, what's one of your favorite things that you've made? Like one of your favorite projects? Guess that's how it feels getting old. I don't know, Evilate. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm still young, and then sometimes I'm like, oh my god, am I getting old? Especially when referencing shows or movies, I'll be like, oh, this movie's not that old. It came out like a couple years ago, and then you look and it's like 15 years ago. I'm like, time flies. Time goes by so fast. Yeah, there's a fuzzy. There's a fuzzy. Come on. Yeah, I don't know if you could see that fuzzy. It's a very, very fine hair. Probably not. I could barely see it. It's from the faux fur that I use to make the animal cosplay animal ears. Ooh. So you, Flower Boy, you make like throwing hatches, and you said your machete's your favorite. That's cool. I, I'll be honest, I thoroughly appreciate all forms of art. I think so many, like, it's so cool. All the different things that we can make with different materials and it's funny, as artists, one thing that we do all have in common is the passion to learn more and to perfect our craft. And that really goes for like whether you're a painter, sculptor, blacksmith, art, like musician, and we all spend so much time and dedicate so much time to our craft, no matter what it is. And it's almost like we all have like this mutual understanding too, um, that what our art form is, no matter how it looks, we all put love and passion into it. And I really like that about artists. I really love that about art and just creating. Messed up right there. Oopsies. There we go. Just having to correct little things right here. Little things. Not big things though. It's all good. Wait, there's another fuzzy. Come on. There we go. Be gone, fuzzy. There we are. All right. So, you're all good, Flower Boy. You're all good. Oh, it's just Evo Leia. No, it's just Discord. That's what the little like bling is. Nope. That would be a funny doorbell sound though. Uh, it would definitely trick everyone in the house. Like, wait, is someone at the door or someone on Discord? That would be really funny. Almost done with this rim. Almost. And just think, I didn't even add the blue reflection in there yet. Yeah, I want to add, still I'm thinking of adding little bits of blue in here because to break up this orange, I think it'll look nice. Ooh. I'll have to look, Leodovis. I'm sorry I didn't respond. I think I did see it though. Maybe I didn't respond. Sometimes, especially like in group chat settings, I will get into the habit where I'll see something but I don't comment or like it, and I need to change that habit of mine. So I'll see something and look at it and be like, "Oh, cool," and then just like kind of keep it to myself. But it's like, no, remember to respond. The arcane chippies. Oh, Win, you mean the little like emojis that they have in the chat? I know, me too. I feel like I need those as stickers. Like, and not just stream stickers. I mean like actually like physical, real, tangible stickers to stick on things. Not sure who originally drew those, but whoever you are, I'm a fan. All right, so now I want to add some details. So I think the rim looks good. Actually, I need to add some little dots of reflections, but um, I don't want to wipe away what I just put on my brush. I wanted to add a little bit more to this pineapple, and it looks like it's just sitting on top of the ginger beer, and I don't want it to look like a buoy where it's just like placed on top. So I want the pineapple to look like it's kind of submerged in the drink. So to solve that problem, I'm going to add a line here. But I want the liquid to look transparent, so I'm going to blend it in. See, it looked very simple. And it looks like it's underneath. And same with the lime. The lime kind of also looks like just a buoy. Let's change that. And then I'm gonna go in with some of the light color, this like light color, and add in some reflection. See, it's such a simple little detail, but it has like this big impact. There we go. All right. Here, I'll turn it around so you can kind of see. Oh, Evil Leia, I was referring to the little arcane emojis that are in the chat. That those little like chibi expression faces should be actual stickers, like real stickers. ones that you like are tangible, you put on like water bottles or laptops and stuff because they're so cute. Oh no, I know. Hopefully, hopefully I break that streak of not responding in months. Usually I'm like, my goal is to always respond to messages at least 24 hours. Sometimes it ends up being like an entire day or 2 days. I try not to do that though. I want to get better this year at responding to messages faster. Sometimes if it's not business related, like if it's business related, I'm really quick. But if it's like casual talking, I will admit I can be kind of bad at responding, and I'm so sorry if I respond late. I try not to do that though. All right, so I want to add in little touches of white to the reflection here. There we go. And I'm just adding little touches of white in places. There we go. All right, now it's just on to the handle. Now onto the handle. Yeah, I'm really liking how this is turning out. I think it's really cute. And also too, to be able to uh paint one of my favorite drinks. This is fun. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with this piece. You know, I never thought I would be the type of artist to paint still lifes. um, but then here we are. You know, it. Oh, thank you, Win. And I always feel bad for late replying, but thank you, Win, for always being so understanding for the late replies. I do appreciate you. So thank you. Alrighty. Thank you, Flower Boy, for stopping by. It was awesome to have you here. And come and join anytime. I'm always working on like different paintings. I want to bring in more cosplays and work on more cosplay related things too. So, yeah, and I stream 3 times a week and I will constantly post when I do go live. So, yeah. But thank you for joining, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, Flower Boy. Bye for now. Oh, you found the artist, Evolea. Oh, that's so cool. I don't I don't know art by Kitty. I that name doesn't ring a bell to me, but I really like how they drew the the arcane little emojis. I think they're so cute. I will admit I use those emojis often when chatting in friends streams. Yeah, no worries, Win. It's all good. I am thankful though that I see a lot of people are like understanding of her late replies. So that's good for the most part. You know, if I can get the copper mug itself done by today, I would be very, very happy. That's my goal, is to at least get the copper mug itself done. Oh, really? Huh. That's really cool, Win. I didn't know that. So the same artist who did the arcane little emoji chibis also did art for Marvel Rivals. That's so cool. Okay, I might have to look up this artist. Later today after the stream. I might have to go and snoop at other adorable little chibis. I actually really like drawing chibis too. They're so fun. I don't know, I like them because they're just fun. The roles are cutesy. I like how like you're supposed to be like dramatic with their emotions, and I really like playing with that. I like to, it's almost like they're tiny and adorable, but yet their emotions are so big and expressive. And I like redrawing characters that aren't normally in chibi form in that and really playing with that. So it's fun. Thank you, Leodovis, for also understanding for the late replies. I also appreciate you. Thank you. There we go, and I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit better. Blend, blend, blend. Tap, tap, tap. It's just like the blending, it's just like tap, tap, tap. That's so interesting. I didn't even know that was a function or possibility, Evolea. And I think that Twitch should put like all the artists or I guess maybe it also depends on what the artist's agreement were. Like, sometimes some companies, they will hire an illustrator to create like a piece of work, but their contract says um that whoever hired them now owns everything of that art piece. So it technically goes under the like company name. I know it sounds super weird, uh, but it is a thing. But sometimes the artist will be like, no, in the contract, I want my credit in there. I want my name. And then sometimes the company's like, yeah, totally, that's all right. So it really depends on the agreement. I know it sounds weird, but that's how it was when I did henna art. Um, when I was hired, I fully understood that all the like henna that I did or the artwork that I did on the clock was underneath the boutique's name. So technically, it's theirs. They post it on their social media. I don't attach my name to it at all. And yeah, it sounds weird, but at the time I didn't mind because I knew what it was. I was like, oh, okay. That's just the agreement. All right. I was doing my own art and doing my own paintings, and I was dabbling in cosplay at the time. So I was like, yeah, that's totally cool. But then, of course, like with customers and that kind of stuff, I would like they would know my name, and I did have regulars who would specifically ask for me, and which was always cool. You know, that was always cool to have regulars who were like, "Is Athena here? She did my henna last time. I want her to do my henna again." And I'm like, yeah. And I wasn't the only artist like that. Like they're all my coworkers. Everyone had their like regulars who wanted their henna only done by that artist. And that's just how the way it was. I think it's fun, and we kind of built like relationships with the regulars and that kind of thing. And just like how I was excited to see people who were excited to see me, my coworkers had the same experience with other people. And you know what? I will admit, sometimes we had regulars who none of us were excited about. Sometimes they would be a little too picky, needy, demanding, that we're like, oh boy, hey, guess who's here? And then we had nicknames for them and be like, oh, who wants to do that one? Thankfully, though, those numbers were like in the single digits. I can only think of actually one off the top of my head that was like that. Thankfully. Thankfully, thankfully. Yeah, I will be thankful that when I worked at that boutique, that a lot of our regulars, we had a lot of very kind people, who were regulars. And people I was actually like happy to see. I will admit, some of those regulars I actually sometimes miss a little bit. Like, I know that I'll probably never run into them again or see them again. But I was like, I hope they're doing well, and I hope they're happy. You hear about people's lives and people's dreams. And I hope they're all doing well. I saw kids grow up. Like, there'd be people who come here for spring break. And every year, like, the families would come back to the shop, and it was part of their tradition to get a little henna, and it was cool. I got to be part of those kids' memories, and they would come back each year, and the kids would be all excited, and those were good times. I like those memories. Those memories were good. They are good memories. I know, right? Right, Eva Leia? I saw kids grow up. Man, you still look no older yourself. Yup. Yup. Ooh, nice, Leia Dovis. Adding to the cosplay channel. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'll have to look at those after the stream for sure. There we go. I'm actually going back to like a slightly thicker brush for these parts here. The handles are always kind of tricky to get right because you gotta keep it in the perspective and gotta keep it looking correct. And these are one of those things, I don't know, any stiff kind of object that's very precise and accurate, or that you have to be accurate with, can be, gotta just pay attention. Slow and steady. I will say it's been definitely an adventure to paint on such a different texture than canvas, to be painting on like basically paper. That's been an adventure. I really like, so painting on this paper, like when it first was for the first layer, I was a little worried, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh boy, getting into it. But then when adding the second layer, I was like, oh yeah, this is looking cool. Yeah, when I paint on the matte boards, I like when people ask, they're like, what medium is this? Because it looks like painting, but I see no canvas texture like the others. That's why I like painting on different surfaces too, because I like the look that it gives, the different feeling, the different textures. I think it's fun. Hey, it's Mr. Hangman. Hi, Mr. Hangman. How you doing? It's good to see that you popped in here. By the way, where's Clove? She is sleeping in another room. I didn't bring her in today. I should have brought her in today, but nah. She is being a kitty somewhere else in another room. I'm glad to hear that you all kind of like Clove in the streams. She does bring a lot of life. That's in real life and in these streams. She does bring a lot. For a tiny cat, she brings a big presence. Nice, Mr. Hangman. Glad you're doing good. And that's exciting. You're working on a project, your own projects. I hope that are you making hinges? Yeah, hinges. I hope that those are going good for your next animated short. That'll be awesome. Gosh, I really want to like finish at least the copper mug itself before today's stream ends. That is my goal. There we are. Sorry, I started like concentrating again. I like just really got into like a mood and I was like, okay, focus. Want to get this done. I have goals to reach. I know what I'm doing. But it's moving along, moving along. I know, right? When I should be like, hey, come paint with me, Miss Clove. You must come paint. Anyway, she'd probably fall asleep next to me. Fall asleep. Or she would start climbing all over things. Again. No, Mr. Hangman. I hate when that happens. When you don't think you need something, and then it turns out you actually do need something. I don't know. Hot glue gun, it's pretty useful. Think that's a tool that you just need to the must need list all the time. Just always have it, even if you think you don't need it, because probably, just like now, you'll end up needing it. I use my hot glue gun so much. Oh my gosh. There we go. Yeah, I relate to that one. Especially me, trying so not hard not to forget anything. Me all the time. Especially when getting ready for shows. It's like, don't forget anything. And I have lists and like lists of what I should put on the lists and then double checking lists. Don't forget anything. Oh my gosh. Leodofus, 2 a.m. Yeah, it's late or early, however you want to look at it. But yeah, no, Leodofus, go get some sleep. But thank you always for joining the stream, especially lately. It's been good to have you here. But the time zone difference. Hope you have some good sleep, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, Leodovis. Well, hey, at least your stepsister had a hot glue gun, Mr. Hangman. That's nice, and that's nice that she's letting you borrow it too. Aw. Well, keep trying, Mr. Hangman. I know it's disappointing when you like make something and it's not exactly how you were hoping or it doesn't work exactly. But you know what? That's part of crafting, that's part of the journey. Not everything ends up perfect the first time you do it. So keep going, keep trying. Alrighty. Yee. Alright, so the copper mug is pretty much done. I just want to add in some little blue highlights in here and there. We'll see if I end up turning one of these orbs blue. I don't think I will. There is blue lighting though coming from right over here in the reference photo. That is coming here. That's what's reflecting on this. So I'm gonna see if this is too it like obstructs it. So we're gonna see, but I do like the little blue highlights in here. Maybe I won't show where the blue light is coming from. Maybe it could be technically like coming from like this way and you just don't see it. I don't know. I'm gonna experiment. All right, so putting this aside, I'll show you my palette. I put some white, and then I'm gonna take my French ultramarine. And the French ultramarine's a little too like cobalt for what I want. So I'm gonna add in some of that cerulean blue. I really like the color of blue this makes. And then I'm gonna take some white. It's a really good medium color, and then I'm going to add in the white highlight blue, just like a tint of blue. There we go. And then putting this aside, bringing back over my drink, putting it here. Mr. Hangman, I see what you did there. No, I know who your family is. The fairy always knows. Ooh. No, you typed it in the chat. That's how I know. You told me, don't you remember? All's good, all's good. That's a funny moment. You're like, what? What's going on? That's a derpity derp 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 moment. It's okay, Mr. Hangman. I do the same thing all the time. Now, since this is blue, and we're trying to blend it into orange, it's going to be a little tricky because blue and orange are opposite on the color wheel. So naturally, they don't want to blend together. But I'm going to make them blend together. Come on, guys. You gotta be friends. That's how it has to be. I almost like this brighter blue better than the deeper blue that I made. The deeper blue against this orange almost looks a little like, just too gray. Maybe once I have the lighter blue on top, maybe I can go back in with some deeper blue. Oh, there we go. Okay, see, that's the trick. Gotta go in with the lighter blue first, then with the darker blue. Normally that's not how it goes, but that's how it's working this go around. There we go. Okay, I know it looks a little funny right now because it's the only blue on the mug, but it'll make sense in the end. There we go. Exactly, when the fairy knows all. The fairy knows all. Aw, thank you, Win, for posting my Instagram. Yeah, I want to start like trying to get better at posting on my Instagram too. Like I would say I'm fairly decent, but I could be a lot better and um more like regular. I'm actually kind of making myself have a new technique when it comes to posting on any platform where it's just part of my art project, where it's almost kind of like signing my name on a painting, you know. It's like once it's done, I don't wait to sign my name, I just continue. So it just becomes part of the creative process rather than being like, oh yeah, I have to post that. No, that is now the part creative part of it. So I'm trying to change my mindset around that. Trying to get more better, more regular, taking better photos, all that good stuff. Oh, and thank you, Win, for also posting on my TikTok. For posting my TikTok. Yeah, I'm trying to get better too, posting more there. I've actually been doing pretty good lately of posting like almost every day. Almost. And thinking of I don't know, sometimes for me it's just coming up with concepts of what to post. Some people it's so easy. They're like, "Oh, just post any thought bubble that pops into your head." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm more private than that." I don't like every little thought that comes into my head. I don't naturally be like, "Oh, that needs to be posted. I need to share my opinion on this." Like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, and thank you, Win, for also posting my YouTube on there too. And that too, I want to post more videos. I finally had like regular content on there because I post all the VODs on there, but I want to eventually also post like more tutorial videos and shorts and that kind of stuff. Like I want to give my YouTube a little bit more love. And then that's going to be kind of a goal for this year. I want to like start editing more videos regularly and posting them up on my YouTube. There we go. Okay, the blue isn't looking that weird. I was afraid for a second it was going to look like a mistake. But no, I actually like the blue. I like how it's kind of breaking up this copper along with the green. I think I've noticed something where it looks like it's just dyed on the rim and not... There we go. I need some inside the cup too. Tiny brushwork. I know, right? All tiny brushwork. Actually, I went a little too far with that blue, dark blue color. Gotta bring it back a little bit. Gotta correct this part. See, also with adding little tiny brush strokes, I have to recorrect some things sometimes. All part of the process. All part of the tiny little adjustments. I know, they're not as exciting to watch, the tiny details, but when they're done, they look amazing. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. Another painting to add to the fun drink collection. Actually, something's looking a little... Oh, I see what it is. Yeah, since I'm like painting it on a tilt, I started making the painting itself on a tilt. So sorry, I have to... It'll be upside down for you guys, but just for a moment. I have to correct something. Something. Yeah, I really like how this is turning out too. This reflection's getting a little too muddy than what I wanted it to be, but it's okay. I'm gonna do a couple more brush strokes and I think it'll be saved. I also like painting these fun drinks because I like the joy that it brings to people. I like when people see them and they get all happy, and because I think it's like they have this attachment of a memory for a lot of people of like enjoyment and celebration or relaxing. I always say that success comes from an emotional reaction, whether that be good, bad. Um, if someone has emotional reaction, it's like there's a memory tied to it. And of course, with me, I would rather people be happy. That's what I go for. I want to plug into people's happy memories, bring joy. Happy. Oh, yes, I like your happy little dancing dinosaur win. The happy dancing dino. There we are. Me too, when I like that dino emoji too. It's so cute. Yeah, and I think I'll get to my goal today of finishing the copper mug. I might have to go over this blue again another stream because it's just how the blue mixes with the orange. I'm actually not too surprised or too bummed out about it. And then I'm going to add a little bit to the straw here as well. It's like this mixture of like blue lighting and yellow lighting. I like the play with colors. There's a fuzzy. Fuzzy be gone. Be gone, fuzzy. Right, I'm gonna move it back right here. That's a good place. All right, and then what else? Just a couple more touches of blue. You know, I might have to add the blue lighting in here, like a blue orb or something, so that it makes sense, because the way I'm painting it now, I will admit, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Where is the blue coming from? It's okay if it doesn't make a lot of sense right now, because, I mean, the painting's not even done. So, but me debating, do I add like some blue reflective light here? Do I do that? Do I not do that? I think I'll need it. So that this painting makes sense. All right. What's the time? Oh, we're good on time. I actually honestly thought it was a lot later than it was. See, I go into a time warp, and sometimes my judgment of time is not always correct. So, like, what time is it? I'm like, oh, we got way more time than I at first was gonna guess, which is good. There we go. Just little highlights. Doop, doop, doop. And you know what it needs to? They need highlights of just pure white. So I'm gonna add that in there as well. Flipping around my paint palette. Yeah, when is this making you want one? They're so good and they're so easy to make too. I think it's funny that here I go to a restaurant and order a drink and I take a picture of it, and now it's being turned into art. Yep, that's an artist for you. That's me. I do that. There we go. You know what? Actually, there's a little blue dot I didn't even see. It's like right here that I want to add. Pull it all together. Look at that. I like the blue. I do. It adds another like depth, I think, to this piece. I'm gonna have to figure out where to put the blue. Do I have time? Yeah, I have some time. I can kind of experiment with that. Alrighty, sounds good, Win. Yeah, if you see any more cute clips, send them my way. She's adorable. She makes good content. You know what? Let's try. I want to try. If it's horrible, then I will get back to the blue and I'll get back to it and figure it out another time. But you know what? I wanna try. Also, too, this is dry, so I can easily just like take it off. But on in the reference picture, it's on the table like this. That's where this blue is coming from. So maybe the blue could be coming like from over here. Like, and it's like shining this way. So it's also reflecting on the table. I'm just painting this side of the canvas while I have this color. That's what I'm doing over here. Sometimes I paint the sides of my canvas the last part, sometimes during the painting. It just depends on how the painting's going, really. But I do like to paint the sides of my canvas. I feel like it just makes the painting more complete when the sides are painted. I know some people, not everyone paints the sides of their canvas. I'm going to take this fluffy brush, kind of blend, 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 blend. Might need to flip over this napkin. There we go. There's a clean side. There we go. There you go. And I need to add in a little bit of orange, I think. Kind of blend it in. The most tricky part, blending it into the orange. Because as we know, blue does not like to blend into orange. We're trying our best to make it blend. We're forcing them to be friends. See, it like turns like this very odd green color. There we go. Just trying to make it all work. Just trying to make it work. Trying to make it make sense. There we go. See, I just keep working at it and I keep like pushing the paint around and soon it works. Hey! I see a new person. I see Rat. Hi, Rat. I'm gonna guess it's Rat. That's how you pronounce. But aw, thank you, Rat. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Rat, for the follow as well. Wait, is it? This is oil paint. This is oil. So that's why I have like so much time to kind of play with the colors and blend it. Oh. Rathit. All right, Rat. I was about to ask if your name is pronounced as Rate. So like the 3 is actually an E. But all right. You're cool with Rat? All is good. Well, thank you. And thank you for the follow. And thank you for joining the Discord server. Yeah. I'm always working on new things here. Something new. Almost done with this painting. Pretty excited. Maybe just one more painting session and I think it should be all good. You know what? I'm gonna take another fluffy brush and blend it. I think this fluffy brush that I have right here is a little too harsh of bristles. I've noticed, so why it looks so smooth is because I put paper on top with Mod Podge. That's why you don't see any canvas texture. I like to experiment with textures, and this is an experimental piece. And I've learned that with my fluffy brushes, I have like hard fluffy brushes and I have softer fluffy brushes. I found that the harder ones don't really like this paper texture. It actually ends up removing the paint. So, Mm-hmm. The more you know, right? Yep, you're right, Rat. Exactly. That's why with these like very blended type pieces, I like using oils because I have lots of time to push around the paint and get very smooth transitions of color. I do like painting with acrylics too, but I'll have different projects and different reasons for when I use acrylic. Um, Actually, not too long ago, I used acrylic paint to make some cute little like Christmas cookies for the holidays. And see, I wanted something fast and quick, and that's why I went with a different medium. So yeah, it just depends. Depends on what's being painted. What? That's awesome, Rat. You've been painting for 15 years? That's awesome. What kind of things do you like to paint? Hey, it's Nacho. Hi, Nacho. How you doing? Oh, Nacho, how did your interview go? I want to know. I hope it went well for you. I'm gonna look for actually this one might work. I had another fluffy brush in mind, but it might be too big for what I'm doing. Or this one might work. I don't know. I'm gonna try these two and see which one works better. Do I have a flat brush in here? Yes, I do. Sweet. I'm gonna need this too. Just popping in to say hi. Well, it's good to see you, Nacho. I'm glad that you could catch the stream right before it ended. Catch up a little bit. Nice. Imaginative, realistic landscapes. Ooh, fun. So, Rat, do you do like fantasy worlds and like alien worlds and that kind of stuff? I'm gonna guess with the imaginative, realistic landscapes. That sounds really cool. Yeah, Rat, if you want to share, if you feel like sharing on the Discord, there's a little chat for like sharing artwork and creations and that kind of stuff. Um, so if you feel like sharing, please feel free to post. It's a chill server. We're all like artists or people who enjoy sharing art in any form. And it like whether it's painting or cosplay. We even had a blacksmith join the group today. Any kind of creative. Aww. Good. Nacho, I'm glad the new interview went good. Yeah, I want to hear more about it. Definitely tell me after the stream. But I'm glad to hear that it went good. Yay. I was hoping for you that it would all go good and be successful. That's really cool, Rat. I like your. That's really cool. I just finished a ginormous painting of like an alien landscape, and there's like this blue Saturn Jupiter thing in the background, and a big old castle with a city, and in the foreground you got three heroes, and the whole landscape. I didn't want traditional like greens for my forest, so I went with like all red tones. Alien landscapes are really fun to paint. I do enjoy. I think why I like them the most is because you can be super creative with them. It's like the perfect opportunity where, yes, there are rules you have to follow for like all landscapes, but you can also break a lot of rules because you're like, well, it's an alien world. Ooh. Oh, that sounds so. Well, hey, my name's Athena the Fairy for a reason. I love the world of the Fae. I do. I love pretty much anything from that world. It's interesting because for me, you'll see either like cyberpunk or fantasy. I should have totally blended that edge the other way, like went this way originally. Oh well. I was like going like this because it felt natural, but then when I did that, I was like, why'd I do that? I just ruined my work of the blue. What was I doing? Try to blend it back out. Trying to correct my mistake. See, this is also why I like working with oils because I feel like um mistakes like that can be fixed pretty like easily at least. I don't know, it depends. Like acrylic, if you hate something, you can just like paint right over it. You know, you're like, I don't like this. Start right over. But for stuff like this where it's like small little corrections, it's so much easier on oils because everything's still wet and like you can still play with it. The colors are still there on the palette. I don't know, different mediums have different pros and cons. Oh, that's nice. Hey, we got 34 people in the server. That's awesome. Yeah, it may be a small group, but it is an awesome group. I'm really grateful for everyone. I am, truly. That's okay, Wink. You're allowed to get excited. Get excited. I think it's fun. Hey, I'm excited too. No, I don't even know, Rat, to answer your question, I don't even know what Scary Fairy Godmother is. I'm not sure. Gosh, there's so many, like, series and shows. Sometimes I feel like I really, truly cannot keep up. But Very Scary Godmother kind of got me. As long as it's not too scary, I'm not a big super huge horror fan. It depends on the horror. If it has a really good story, then I'm intrigued. But if it's just scary just to be scary, then I'm like, nah, I'll pass. Yeah, you know, oil paint Win, I think it's just what I mean, oil paint does have its challenges. It is definitely more of an advanced type of painting style, like or painting medium, but it's almost like I don't know, like any art form, like it's trial and error, and the more time you work with it, the more you challenge yourself, the more you learn. So I think it's something that if you're interested in learning how to do, don't be intimidated. I say go for it. Like, heck yeah. Just the only thing is make sure you wash your brushes really well. But other than that, go for it. Yep, very true, Rat. Very true. Each mediums have different materials to best fit the wet paint. Yeah. What? That's that's cool. The YouTube series Rat that you're talking about sounds really cool. I might have to check that out later. Yeah, Win, you're probably that sounds right up your alley too. I know you love fantasy. So you probably love that as well. Oh my gosh, and I looked at the time and it's already time. Ah. Well, we came to a good stopping point anyway. If I was to continue, then it would be on to a whole new thing and that kind of thing. But I reached the goal of getting the copper mug done. Uh Next time I'm going to finish the little mint leaves later when they are it's still wet. So I still have to finish the mint leaves. And the next time I'll finish the table and it'll be done. Yeah, so almost done. And I don't hate this blue here. I think actually the blue mixing in with this makes a whole lot of sense. So, uh, I'm glad that I added this. Just this little piece of blue. I might even add some dark blue in here and it'll actually bring out these orange orbs even more when I add in that dark blue. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's cool. Nah, thank you, Rat. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of like what I was going for, you know, like almost someone even commented on a different stream. It's like you visualize this in a cozy pub. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going for like cozy. Aw, thank you, Evil Leia, and thank you for always joining too. Well, I'll close it off here. Thank you everyone for joining today, and I think we made good progress. I know it's teeny little details, but that's how paintings come together. That's when they really come to life, I feel, is in the tiny details. Um, thank you, thank you. Next stream will be Tuesday, and Tuesday I'll be here. And you know what? I think for Tuesday I would like to finish this painting. I think that'll be a good goal to have to finish it, and I think I can do it. So yeah. Aw. Thank you, Win, and thank you everyone for joining. It was a lot of fun. It was good chatting and hanging out and some painting, talking about art. And I will see you all next week. Alrighty, bye!